Chad, in your study, you've come to recognize that believers are very misinformed about the differences between capitalism and socialism, and they're getting very confused right now. Why do you think that is?
Well, it's probably the fault of people like myself. I mean, I'm a pastor, and we probably preach on things like worry and family and why you should give to the church and stresses and things like that. But I'm not sure that we've taught God's principles on things like inflation, property rights, deficit spending, the role of government, the importance of freedom and liberty. I'm just not sure that we've done our job in instructing folks. And probably because we've been so worried, and I'm the same. I don't want anybody to think that Jesus is a Democrat or Jesus is a Republican. But there are biblical principles that transcend that. And I guess what's gotten me motivated is realizing when you look at our country today, we're $12 trillion in debt, more than that now, according to usdebtclock.org, and we're $120 trillion in debt when you look at unfunded liabilities. You know, all through the Scripture, God gives some very clear warnings. In Deuteronomy, he says, do not borrow from other nations, or else they will become the head and you will be the tail. You know, that phrase, the tail wagging the dog, comes from that Scripture. And it's God commanding a nation not to borrow. And yet we're borrowing. And what that does, it steals from our children and grandchildren.
Well, not only that, it enslaves us to another master, because Scripture says that the borrower is servant to the lender. And that is not a political statement, that you're going to be a servant to the lender, whether you're a Republican or a Democrat.
I always say you don't break God's commandments, you discover them. You're going to discover that you're going to be servant to your lender, whether you believe it or not. It's going to be true.